is very pretty. It's pink, and even the street lamp, they're pink. They're adorable. They're waiting for breakfast. My sister went to Venice in university and she was like, never leave food on the table because you will not find food again in 2 seconds. Every seagull would take everything very aggressively. If I know anything about Venice, is that seagulls are aggressive. Hi friends. Do you want to join us for breakfast? Per me un caffè e un cornetto.
Espresso?
Sì, espresso, grazie.
Vai tranquilla.
For a minute, the plane moves side to side.
Beautiful building is a post office. Venice is so pretty. I cannot believe I've never been here. Never. We are trying to remember where our place is. Over there. Okay. Without looking on Google Maps and we failed. We are almost there, but we couldn't do it. Next time. I hate stairs. It's so bright. Wait. Okay. We literally cannot go downstairs. We have problems. We are both very asymmetrical and we have no balance. So it's a problem. Hello? I was talking earlier about Venice not being for living in Venice. Yeah, that's the point. Venice is so beautiful, but it's very unpractical. All these bridges and steps everywhere, going up and down all the time. It's gonna be difficult, not only for bikes and every vehicle with wheels, but basically even for people with disabilities. That's something that I was thinking earlier. Something I really appreciate about Venice, they're not trying to mold it for the tourists. They're just trying to keep it as it was centuries ago with the needed improvement. And also we saw yesterday the postman, they were using the boats. That's literally your only way of transportation if you want to move one side to another. And it's a problem because that's why the food is trash. Because basically even to get food here, you have to import everything from the mainland. Nothing is really fresh. Besides maybe some vegetables, which is fair enough. And also the people who live in Venice are either students or people who work here. There are not really many people actually from Venice, and there are very few old people I've seen around. That's something I really noticed because when I walk around in Naples or Rome, every other city in Italy, you can tell it's much more diverse age-wise. That's something interesting about Venice. But we had a very good breakfast. It was from a local bakery or something. But in terms of fresh food, the flavor you would expect in Italy, you don't come to Venice to have Italian food. You come to Venice for the beauty, the art, and the experience, which is a valid point. That's the only reason why I'm here. Because Venice is so beautiful. It looks unreal. And I'm Italian. I should be used to walk in a city that is basically an open air museum. But Venice is so beautiful. When we first landed here, even from the airplane and then from the boat coming from the airport, I was like, People at Tokyo Disney Sea, they did a really good job. Literally spot on. You could tell it's like an amusement park because it's literally Disneyland. But then you come here and you see, wow, this looks more real because it is. That's a real deal. But it looks unreal. It's just so beautiful. I can see why some people love this place. It's unpractical, but it's good.
Mi sono scottata la lingua. 2 euro. E a Napoli lo pagano 1,20. Ma io pago. Io pago.
E io pago!
2 euro di caffè.
Così. L'ho fatto così.
Schifo. Veramente schifo. Abbiamo avuto caffè migliore a Venezia. Era meglio avere la bocca bollita prima di pranzo. Però ce l'ho anche io, l'altra bottiglietta ce l'ho. Bene.
Hello. We're kind of starving because we didn't have any lunch and now it's almost 4 p.m. So we are just going for some cicchetti, which is basically something very traditional in Venice. We're going to this place. It's pretty famous actually. I hope it lives up to our expectations because now we're hungry and expectations are high. So we shall see. Cioè, mangi senza fare forza. Chi ci crede che hai mangiato?
Non l'ha preso.
Ah, preso. Ora sì. Com'è? I mean, it's not like we came to Venice to eat, so that was good enough. Good enough is good. How is this supermarket? We only need water, and it is the perfect excuse to come here and get it. Quanto piccole? Guarda che però questo coso è Honestly, marshmallow ci sono? Non lo so. Dove stanno? Sì, come no? This is not only a very fancy supermarket, but the prices are just normal. There is a lot of food, like different brands and style. I would come here every single day just for the experience, honestly. I never thought that a supermarket could be an experience, but apparently, if you live in the right place, it can be. Where are we going?
Dove stiamo andando?
We don't know. We probably want a coffee or something cafe related. We don't know where to go. The funny thing is, no one was suggesting any cafe. They were just suggesting like proper food places. Proper food. By that, I mean bread with something on it. We came here to Venice. The only expectation, at least for me, were about the city, like how beautiful it would be, how magical it is. Is it really worth the hype? But in terms of food, there's not really much hype. Could just walk and go anywhere. That's what we're doing. But now I feel like we need at least a direction so we can find a way. Grazie. Ciao, grazie. Karen.
Por favor, se no. Io non piacere che ti riesca a far ridere. Oh, buoni. E via. Senti lo zen. Mica proprio buono sto.
Per questo uscito.
No, mamma mia, guarda, raga.
Un poco. Con la mia ananas.
I love that I have to do my makeup like this by the window because the room is too dark and I cannot see.
Been up for way too long, but I don't.
Venice is not built to have so many tourists. The paradox is that there are not many people from Venice living here. My sister came here doing her university and she didn't like living here. Living in Venice is not like coming here as a tourist. If you live here, I feel like you experience Venice on different levels. So you see how many tourists there are. You see that there are not many people actually living here besides the people who work here. So even those people probably are not living in the center. They're living in Mestre, which is like one Vaporetto stop away from the islands that make Venice what it is. Before, there were so many cruise ships coming here. Everyone was just scared about the impact that it could have on the actual architecture and water level and overall the city. But luckily, there are no ships here anymore. They were huge, like just as huge as some buildings. It was actually scary. I can totally understand why the people from the city center were complaining and protesting for this stuff, and they won the cause. Coming here from the airport, we saw a Vaporetto stops that it's called a hospital, and I was thinking it must be so uncomfortable, so unpractical to just live here, and if you need to go to the hospital, you cannot walk there, and if you do walk, it's gonna take a long time. Same for the bikes. You don't see many bikes. Have you seen any bike here? Not at all, like no bikes. I have seen one skateboard, one guy on a skateboard, and that's it, which is a good thing because you might as well fall into the canal while you're walking. There is no pollution in terms of cars because there are no cars, so no honking, no people screaming, which is something that I really appreciate coming from the south where, you know, there is a lot going on there. So coming here and not experiencing any of this, that was a good experience, like a cleanse from the city center, being in another city center.
Caught up in a long free fall, you got me off of the ground. Sway for a minute, the plane moves side to side. One way to get up.
Just got out the Biennale. I don't know why I'm whispering, honestly. We're having pizza, but it's gonna be fun. It should be good. Oh wow, that was a very narrow path. Oh, we're here? We were literally here yesterday. We had no clue. Hey, we're going here.
Want you in my life.
Una margherita da asporto e poi un panzerotto, pomodoro e mozzarella. Wow! That's a nice way to go on the other side. Just seeing the sea. Anyway, I'm starving. The pizza and the two panzerotti. They smell so good.
High up in the sky, cruising through.
E vai, wow! Grazie. Bella. We
just went to the Arsenale, which is the other building of the Biennale. And here we have the Giardini. Basically, it's like a park. And then they have few buildings on the inside, each with a different type of art according to the nation they're from. Usually some people like to go only there, the Giardini, the gardens. It's like going to a park. If it's a beautiful day, like a sunny day, it's just so nice. Actually very tiring, but it's nice. While the Arsenale building is so, like, for me it was huge, but apparently only a quarter of the building belongs to the Biennale, the exhibition. The other part is either under construction or it's currently being used still as something with the navy or something like that, because that's what it was. One of the first factories. Apparently it's been like that for centuries, even after Venice lost the independence. It's very beautiful. I feel like I'm one of the few people who like the exhibitions inside the Arsenale more than the Giardini. I feel like because it was in an old building, the feeling you get, it's different. I really wanted to buy these in Japan as well. Still wanted to buy it. I found it and then we are having these memories together. Finally. Oh no. There you go. Wow, that's fancy. Now, how do you use this? It's been 2 months. Can you hear that? Okay, 27. It says 27. Number 1. That one. That one. Got it. One of the things I was thinking while walking in Venice, you cannot pretend you're not noticing all the bridges that you see around, big ones or the smaller ones in the side alley. Because Venice really looks like an amusement park. That's unreal. You kind of think of all the romance that was going around, why it was an inspiration for some authors, like writers, and for movies, for video games. You can tell why people think it's such a magical place. And I might say, I'm so sorry for everyone who might feel offended. I don't mean to offend anyone. I feel like Venice is more romantic than Paris, and I love Paris. I cried every time because it's just so beautiful. Paris is my favorite. Is it? I mean, it's in my top list of my favorite cities around the world, but I don't feel it's romantic. I feel like Paris is beautiful and magical, but me, as someone going alone in Paris, I didn't feel the need to share it with anyone else. In Venice, I don't know, I feel like if you are a couple, there is a different type of magic. Or maybe it's just me. Let me know your thoughts. Gorgeous. You know how to make tea. Happy girl. We were walking the Ponte dei Sospiri and we were like, I wonder why it is called Ponte dei Sospiri. So apparently previously that bridge used to be where prisoners and people who had that sentence went from one side to another before their execution. So it's called like that. That's what the prisoners used to do on the bridge before dying. This is a very sad explanation. We were thinking about, I don't know, probably some lovers, they were sighing, looking at their love, when they were waving at each other, saying goodbye and something. We're more romantic. We were just thinking about something less deep, but apparently that's the reason. I mean, I just said that it's actually sad, but honestly, if I think about it, it's actually very fitting for all the things that happen in Venice. I feel like movies and writers, everyone is just, including me, romanticizing Venice more than it actually is and was back then. There was much more going on. Like, there were a lot of power wars between rich families in Italy that were part of the rest of the Italy when Italy was not even a whole country yet. Venice, as well as Vatican City, they have a special status. Vatican City is independent, while Venice has some special laws. In Italy, there are those areas where even people who live here, they don't feel like they belong to the rest of Italy in a strong way. I feel like if you don't know much about Italy in general, you feel like every place is the same, because I've heard people on the gondola singing song from the south. It's an experience if you travel to Italy, but I feel like you think that Italy is a very unified country when in reality it's not. It couldn't be further from true. Not in a bad way, even though, I mean, there are some people who feel it very strongly, but I'm just saying that a lot of cities in Italy really keep their tradition and independence. Even people, someone from the south, and even within the region in the south, they don't feel like they're all the same. And the same goes for people from the north. They're just very proud of their root and origins, and they're not afraid to show it. I feel like people in Venice still hold on very tightly to the times when Venice was independent, because everywhere you go, you see like Serenissima, which is the old name for Venice when it was one of the most important Navy region area in Italy and among Europe. The port in Venice was one of the most important ports all around Europe. Rich people came here, even normal people, they used to trade what they got from abroad in Venice. And it was a very nice area even for the black market, which is very interesting. The reason why there are a lot of crime stories set in Venice, it's not an accident. There was the black market here for a lot of stuff. Things that came from the rest of the world, from the rest of Europe. Pretty interesting area to live. The 16th and 17th centuries. And I feel like you can really feel it when you are in Venice. The alley here is so narrow. Sometimes they also had a bridge in a side alley. I really feel like Aladdin, when he's jumping from one window to another, can totally do that here. Sometimes it's just creepy. I woke up this morning, I opened my window, and I was looking at the window in front of our building. That person had no lights on, was just there. I was looking straight into their window. They had a lot of books on their bedside table and a very nice lamp, which is cool, but still no privacy at all. Well, apparently this is the place to be on a Wednesday night. This is Campo Santa Margherita, and apparently everyone comes here. University students, they all come here, especially on Wednesday and on Friday and Saturday night. Today is a Friday, but it's not really night. This is the place to be, but not today, not at this time of the day. Kind of bad. On Wednesday, all the bars here, it's called was it Wednesday? Mercoledì Gin Wednesday, where basically they give you a gin tonic, or I guess gin and lemon for €1 because it's just the Wednesday event. Pretty self-explanatory in Italian. But yeah, we came here yesterday and it was empty, and then we met someone today and they told us, no, you have to go there. It's very weird. I'm pretty sure you went to the wrong place. I'm pretty sure you cannot really go to a wrong place here, since every square and alley has literally a tag with our name. But anyway, what do I know? So now we're back. We went purposely back here to see whether we were missing out on something, and we're not. Usually this is a very crowded area. Probably it's too early now, but I see people getting ready for tonight because it's a Friday and I'm sure it's gonna be late. Also, I know that if you're a tourist, they're gonna charge you for more. So, and if you are from here, by that, I mean if you just speak Italian, they're just gonna charge you less. €1 for spritz if you are from Italy or you speak Italian, and €4 if you are a tourist. So, pro tip. master the only sentence you need with kind of good accent, get discounted spritz for €1. That cafe here, Cafe Florian, is one of the most expensive cafe in Piazza San Marco. I mean, every cafe is expensive, but there, the inside, it's a royal palace. I'm not even joking. And they charge you like €10 for one espresso. Every evening, they do have classical music playing for the guests. So yeah, I mean, you can go there. It's one of those places where you really go for the experience. But apparently from Google, the food is also good. Price point and quality ratio is not too off. But anyway, the fact that they have classical music playing live every night, that's luxury. If I had to rate Venice as an experience, I would give it an 8 out of 10 because I loved everything. But the food is it's not about the food being bad, lacking flavor. It's actually that you don't have much choice. I feel like if you are here long term, you end up eating always the same things, which can get boring. It's something that I won't be happy to do. So I cannot give the full 10 out of 10 points. Otherwise, perfect. I really loved people here for me because I love walking. Here you can literally walk everywhere. It's gonna be a bit time consuming, but it's worth it. You look up and see something that looks like it came out of a movie and you don't even realize. Anyway, that's what I have to say about Venice. If you like it, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.
Sono correre. Non so perché.
Cioè, non c'è mai nessuno.